All right, well, welcome back everybody. Thanks for joining in for today's video. So before I get into this video and this topic that I'm going to be talking about, I want to just put a few disclaimers up. Number one, first disclaimer is that this could potentially be a controversial issue in the sim racing space, so just know that going into this video. Number two, just because I have an opinion, I'm going to be giving it to you here in this video, does not mean that it is correct or the only viewpoint on this subject. So please let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are. So what I want to talk about in this video is assist, or more specifically, whether or not you should be using assist when you're playing racing games. Now I'm going to pinpoint this towards online play. Okay, so if you're racing in an online scenario with other real-world people. Now I want to go back and talk a little bit about my previous stance on this because recently it has changed. I think generally across the board, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but the gist that I get from the community for, let's say, the last 10 years is we've kind of fell on this theme that in sim racing, harder is better, harder is more realistic. Whether or not that's true is a discussion for another day. I don't generally believe that is true. However, because that's the general rule that we live by in sim racing, that's the player base and the people making the games, certain things fall into this. And one of the things that falls into this theme is using assist. My experience from talking to other people and watching videos online and just in general in sim racing space is for a while now, using an assist has been frowned upon when playing online. Now, I'll be completely honest with you, this is also the way I felt for a very long time. I almost looked at it as if it was cheating. But as I said earlier, my stance has recently changed on this, and I want to talk about why that is. So, first and foremost, I don't believe at all that harder is more realistic. In most cases, I believe the actual opposite of that. Second thing is, in the real world, most modern vehicles that were built within the last 30 years have some form of ABS, traction control, and stability control. So my thought process is, if it is used in the real world and you would like to use it in the sim, it shouldn't be frowned upon. But the main reason, and this has happened just in the last few weeks, that my stance has really reversed and gone 180 degrees, is because of my experience playing Forza Motorsports online. So I believe that if more people were not afraid to get shunned for using assist, for example, traction control, stability control, things like that, but most importantly here, the braking lines. I'm not saying you should go out there and run the complete line where it shows you where you should do throttle and braking, but at a minimum, consider turning on the braking zones. Because in this style game, especially Forza Motorsports, but I believe this would spread to other sims as well, you're getting in and out of hopper lobbies where the track and car combo changes regularly every single race. So you don't really know. You're not putting, typically, the general player base, I don't think is putting in enough practice to really learn these tracks well. So using something like a braking line to tell you where you actually need to stop, in my opinion, it's not going to get rid of all of it, but it will get a lot of the people running into the back of you when you're using proper braking zones and they're not. I do believe a lot of that is because they just do not know where to stop. If they had the braking line on, they would have a visual that would show them. Now, I've been testing this. I've actually run a lot of laps with and without this braking line, and I thought I was pretty decent at hitting my braking lines, but what I'm finding is my times, my track times, my lap times are actually decreasing as well using the braking lines. So what I thought may have been optimal spots to hit my braking points are in fact not the most optimal, and my lap times have gotten smaller. So I really think we should somehow try to change this belief or thought that assists are bad when playing in online racing games. And I think we need to generally try to reverse that and start convincing people and not shunning people for using assist, because I do believe, and again, this is my opinion, let me know what you think in the comments below for sure, I believe it will drastically clean up the racing experience, especially online in something like Forza Motorsports. So let's do that. This is my cry out for help, everybody. Let's start reversing that process, and let's start just generally talking about assist as in they're not such a bad thing. And look, it was hard for me to make that decision because I firmly believed that we shouldn't use assist not that long ago, but this experience has completely changed my mind. So that's my thoughts on that. What is your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. I appreciate you watching the videos. As always, guys, please consider subscribing if you're not. Very small amount of people who actually watch my videos recently are subscribed. Doesn't necessarily help sending the videos out to people that are subscribed, but what it does do is it helps the algorithm send my videos out to other people. So if you can leave a like and leave a subscribe, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it, guys. So thanks so much for listening, and I will talk to you in the next video. We'll see you later.